We spoke to the cast of the brand new Apple TV Plus series, Your Friends and Neighbors. Check out our conversation with Hoon and Eunice Bae. So I'm curious as to how you approach this as performers, because I can't remember which episode it is, but it's the episode where you're sitting down for dinner with Grace's parents. And I found that sequence, that scene, kind of told me everything about the show, in that it was intense, it was aggravating, it was slightly comedic. And at the same time, all of these things are being layered on top of each other. As performers, are you playing to that? Like, how do you approach something so complex?
Eunice?
Honestly, I think
throwing it over to you.
I think all the writing has all that in it. You know, like the script was there, the words were there, and that's, I think, what brought in all those elements that you're talking about, the awkwardness, the uncomfortableness, the discomfort with experience of wealth. I think that was already implicit in the scene. It was really just easy to go with what was already on the page. But besides that, I was more just concerned about making sure I got the Korean right and being right with that. But that was, I didn't have to worry too much about what this conveyed in the scene, because our writers kind of did that work for us.
And given the tone of the show and how it kind of treads comedy and drama, is that something that the both of you keep in mind when you're performing in a specific part? Like, are you aware of the comedy and aware of the drama, or do you try not to pay attention to genre?
I think when you're looking at the balance between comedy and drama in any script, that's really down to the writer or writers and the material they're putting forth. That's always been a hallmark of Jonathan's work, that he's very easily able to interlace comedy beats with heavy dramatic beats, with genre beats, with a high degree of expertise. And I think that you don't have to do much aside from try to play truthfully into what's happening and what your character is trying to pursue in a given scene. And I find that just as in real life, sometimes in the most serious moments, you find the most absurdity. So I think tends to be a good sign when you find those things partnered in a given scene.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me nicely to my next question. Hoon, you've been in almost everything Jonathan has done, and all of his projects have been so different. And I was wondering if you could talk to me about how he was on this one, given that so much of what he has done before has been this high-octane, action-packed stuff. And this feels incredibly grounded.
Well, I think that when you talk about the breadth of Jonathan's work, from the first show we worked on together, which was Banshee, to this show, it's easy to see the differences in those genres. But prior to starting in television, Jonathan has had a very successful range of novels, all of which are family dramas. And I think at the core of all of his work are family dramas. He's like any of us. He has a wide range of interests. He has a lot of different dimensions to his personality. He was an active martial artist for decades, so that's part of what helped him fuel his love for Warrior and his deep dedication to Bruce Lee. He's a huge fan of action. He's a huge fan of all these things. And it doesn't mean that just because you like one thing, you're shut off from other things. So I tend to find that all of his different worlds are just different kinds of heightened lenses to look at the day-to-day things that all of us confront every day. What is it like to raise kids? What is it like to strive for something and achieve an ambition and then realize that it's hollow on the inside? What is it like to watch a young child become corrupt in the world? All of these things are thematics he explores over and over again. So I didn't think it was much of a leap at all on some level. In some ways, I think this is a really lovely sort of fusion of the two worlds of his novelistic worlds and his television world. So as someone who's been with him for a long time now, and lucky to have been with him for a long time now, it's lovely to see.
That's very, very cool. I'm almost all out of time, but just before I go, I know it's the light is dimming, but I'm holding out hope for another season of Warrior. I don't think it's gonna. We spoke a couple of years ago.
Yes, I remember.
Season 3.
I remember, and thank you for your support on that.
Yeah, but no, it was such a great show, and I was keeping my fingers crossed. But congratulations on this one, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was hooked.
Thank
so
you.
good. It's been so long since I've seen a contemporary noir, and this was very cool.
Nice.
But yeah, thanks
very
so
nice.
much.
Thank
I
you.
like your sign, by
Cheers.
the way.
I'm a big fan. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What'd you get up to last night?
Oh, not much.
Your Friends and Neighbors is now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Sound off in the comments. And thank you so much for watching.